you can't be like impressed by like stars after the fact of all the people that you've worked with. But at that time, was there anyone that you worked with where you were really excited? Like, was one of your favorites? Like, you've said that there were lots of them, but like, did you have one particular that like you couldn't wait to have them on the show?
Boy, again, so many, so many.
When people say that, usually you roll their eyes, but not you, because again, 1,000 stars.
Yeah,
Holy crap!
I mean, Olivia de Havilland, because I was a huge Gone with the Wind fan. I mean, I
Yeah.
had a brick from the theater in Atlanta with a little brass plate on it where the movie premiered. I had Walter Plunkett who did the costumes. I had all of sketches. So, I mean, I had a little gold necklace that said GWTW for Gone with the Wind. So I was a huge fan. So when she was there, and she could not have been more lovely, could not have been more lovely. I was excited when Mickey Rooney did the show. Um,
Right.
I mean, Mickey was a character, but he was very sweet with me. But I think his impressions of growing up as a child actor were a lot different than mine. So
Oh
he was a
yeah.
little bit more jaded about it than I was, but he was lovely to me. Sammy Davis Jr., who never did Love Boat, but I used to tour with him.
Uh huh.
And Glenn, and we would do these telethons, was so darling and so lovely with me. I just cherished my friendship with him. Um, God, I remember the first time I was on stage with him and I sang, and then he came on stage and I was little, and he
Uh huh.
said, do you happen to know anything from the Willy Wonka movie? And he proceeded to sing Candyman with me. I mean,
Oh my
I
God!
know. I
Really?
got to
You sang
dance
with
with
Sammy?
Yes, many times. I got to dance with Ginger Rogers. Um, yeah, I know. I know. It's like
Oh God, that's awesome.
it's an incredible thing. When I was in New York shopping when I was in my late teens, I was tapped on the shoulder by somebody who said, "Are you Jill Whelan?" And I said, "Yes." She said, "Well," and Andy Warhol had done the show. She
Uh
said, "Well, I work for Andy Warhol, and if he knew you were in town, he would be very upset with me if I didn't invite you to come down to the factory. Do you have a minute to come down to the factory?" And I got into a taxi with this girl who said she knew Andy Warhol. I didn't know. And I got into a taxi with the girl, went down to a warehouse, and yes, in fact, Andy answered the door. So it, I've had some incredible, incredible experiences. And so to say favorites, there's so many different ones. Tom Hanks was and
Right.
is a favorite. Van Johnson, I loved. He was lovely. I mean, the list, it just goes
Well,
on
I
and
mean,
on.
it's a hard question, so it's like I'll
Yeah,
help corral some of this stuff in because yeah, absolutely. When you work with 1,000 people, it's like it's just I keep coming up with that number because it's just so. I mean,
it's
I'm
amazing to think
as a
about.
kid, yeah. I mean, it'll never happen again. It
No.
doesn't work like that. We tell
Mm-mm.
stories on Little House of working with Ray Bolger. We tell stories.
Ah,
I had to dance with Donald O'Connor because of
yes.
like something. Those are my two, and
Yeah.
so I get it when you say that because I should slow down. I'm just so excited by it. 70s and 80s was the time period where we're talking about all of these shows
Hmm.
where, like I said, they were old enough to still be acting, but but still from the 20s and 30s. So like the
Yeah.
history of Hollywood hit that show.
Lillian
So
Gish.
what?
Yes. Yes. From the
Oh my
silent
God.
movies. Yeah. Yeah. And it was, and they loved it. They were so excited to be back on a set.
It's the Patrick Labyorteaux Show. Patrick Labyorteaux. He's the one you gotta know.